Okay, welcome to another video. Today we're going to have a little break from Linux and check out Haiku, which is obviously not based on Linux. It's an open source operating system inspired by BeOS. So I've never used this. This is going to be the first time that we've ever run through it. So there is a little quick tour guide here. So I think we might just quickly skip through that and see if there's anything that we need to know. Okay, so welcome to Haiku's quick tour. While Haiku shares many ideas with other operating systems, it does have a unique approach in some areas that are worth pointing out. Okay, so we have the Deskbar, which is this up here. So clicking this button here appears to be your sort of application launcher menu, and you have quick links for About Haiku, Find, Mount, Deskbar Preferences, Power On and Power Off buttons, Applications, Demos, Desktops and Preferences. We'll have a look at all of that in a moment. Let's keep going with this guide. Okay, so here's our window with its usual widget. So this is our widget up here. We can drag that to move it around. So double clicking to hide or minimize. So if we double click, that will disappear, and then there it is running again. So we can open that, and then bang, there it is again. Zoom to maximize. So this button here will do a full screen, kind of. So you get quite a lot of gap there at the top title bar, and then that doesn't overlap or anything like that. We have a resize corner here, so we can drag that around and resize the window to any size that we might want. Border, we can also resize from the border. Or can we? Or is that just to move around? Okay. Right, so what else have we got? So we've got the shortcut key. So the key map preferences let you switch from the Haiku standard Alt key to Control Windows Linux mode. This is a global switch, so for example, quitting a program in the shell will then be done with Alt-C instead of Control-C. Let's have a look. Okay, that's not quit anything. Right, we'll keep moving. The Twitcher. Holding Control and Tab summons the Twitcher. There it is, there's our Twitcher, where you switch between running applications. Tapping the Tab key only quickly while holding Control switches to the last used application. Okay, should we open up something and test that out? Let's open About Haiku, because we might want to have a little look through that as well. So very quickly, that will tab to the next one. Holding Control and pressing Tab will then give us a little look through, and then we can tab through it like that as well. Pretty cool. Okay. We have the Team Monitor. If some application crashes badly and maybe won't disappear from the Deskbar's running application list, press Ctrl-Alt-Delete to invoke the Team Monitor. Okay, we're running on a virtual machine, so that's just done something a bit strange in the background. We won't worry about that for now. We might have to skip that for the moment. Windows Management, Move and Resize. Yep, we've done that. Windows Management Stack. Stacking is putting windows on top of each other, automatically moving the yellow tabs into position. While holding the Opt key, normally that's the Win key on the keyboard, tabs change colour when they overlap. Drop the window to establish the stacking. Let's give that a go then. So let's go back to that last window, and we want to hold. So while holding the Opt key, tabs change colour. Oh, that's pretty cool. I quite like that. So you can do that with any window, and that'll save you space on your desktop. I think that's pretty cool. And then how do we just drag back out of that? Can we just go bang? Okay, that's still there, but it's not actually there. Let's just drag it back a moment. I do quite like that. I think that's quite an interesting approach to managing windows. You unstack by holding Opt and then dragging the window out of its yellow tab. So let's try that again. So we've got window held, we've dragged that, there we go, so that's worked properly that time. And then let's just try and do it one more time to get it back in there. Do you know what, I really like that. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the Windows Management, stacking. Oh, we have tiling as well. So tiling means gluing windows horizontally or vertically while holding the Opt key, which is the Windows key. The borders that will fuse together when you drop the window change colour. Hold on, the borders that will fuse together when you drop the windows change colour when brought near to each other. Right, let's unstack that. And then do we do that? No. Let's try that again. So while holding Opt, the borders that will fuse together when you drop the window change colour when brought near each other. You untile by holding Opt. So let me just move this out of the way. So the little preview there, he's got it dragged and he's moved it to the side of that program. So let's try that then. So we're going to hold window. No, this doesn't seem to actually be doing it, does it? There we go. So that has now tiled it to the left. Does it have a little drag and resize built in? No, so that's dragging the whole thing now. So it's sort of tiled them together. That's quite an interesting approach as well. So then if we get that out of this view, so if we hold Opt again, and let's try and resize this window and then see what it looks like when it's a bit slimmer. Okay, let's give that another go. So we're going to hold the Windows key. We're going to drag it to the side. Okay, it's not doing it this time. Let me just move that up a bit. Right, holding the Windows key. There we go. So that's now going to be joined together. Okay, that's quite interesting too. I think I much prefer the stacking feature though. That is definitely something that I could probably get behind there. Okay, let's keep going. I quite like the Windows management so far. It's quite an interesting take on how to manage your Windows. Okay, Workspaces. So Workspaces are virtual desktops complete with their own screen resolution. Interesting. Color depth and background. Up to 32 of these workspaces can be set from the screen preferences. The Workspaces desktop applet can then be used to change workspaces or to drag a window from another. So like a virtual desktop on Linux. The quick shortcut to change is Control-Alt and then directionals left, right, up and down. If you add Shift to that, the active window is taken with you to that workspace. So if we go into Preferences probably, Screen. Right, so we're on Screen. So that just says All Workspaces. So we've got 2 workspaces and 2 columns and 2 rows. So we've got some active, so let's get out of that. And then where's the desktop applet for Workspaces? There we go. So there's the Workspaces. So now we can just jump to a different workspace like so, and then we could drag that window to there. Okay, not too bad at all. Let's go back to this window, and the controls were Control-Alt left and right. So let's try that. There we go. So the Windows sort of workspace feature works absolutely fine, and we should be able to still do it with that. Brilliant. Okay, and then adding Shift to that will then move the window with us. So let's go to the next window. There we go. Okay, now I quite like this so far. So that's the workspaces. We have replicants. So replicants are small self-contained parts of applications that can be integrated into the desktop and other programs. It's quite modular so far from what I can tell. Provided desktop options show replicants is activated, replicants are indicated by a small handle. You can drag and drop them by the handle onto the desktop where they are fully functional without the parent group running. So what are they showing at the moment to do that? Weather. Do we have the weather application? Let's give that a go. Weather. Can we see anything called weather? Nope. What about desktop applets? Have we got weather there? Nope. Nope. Maybe I'm just being blind and I can't see weather. Let's just let's try a random application and see if that has something like that. Activity monitor, maybe that does. There we go. So that's that little thing there. So let's minimize these applications by double clicking here. And then of course they will appear there. Right, so we can drag this to the desktop and then it will kind of be like a little desktop widget. I really like this so far actually. I think this is pretty cool. And then if we wanted to drag it back, how do we get that back? Do we just pop it on there? Can we left click it? Oh, and you can also show more things. So we're showing memory, network speeds, additional items. Nice. So if we close that, will that remain open? It will indeed. I like this a lot so far. So let's go back into the web positive. So you can move a replicant by its handle and remove it with a right click on it and choosing remove applicant. Okay, perhaps we haven't got enough of screen space to actually see what's going on there. Let's move it up a bit. No, perhaps we need to actually open up the program and do it on there. So that was the activity monitor. So let's go for remove. So we have remove graph. We don't have remove applicant from what I can see. Remove graph. Yeah, that's not the one we wanted. Additional items. Okay, I think I'm just being a bit blind there. So you can move a replicant by its handle and replace it with a right click on it and choosing remove applicant. See, I can't see that unless I'm... Ah, there we go. We were just hitting the wrong part of the actual widget applicant thing. No, that's pretty cool though. I do like that. So, single window navigation. Double clicking your way down folder after folder, you'll quickly end up with many open tracker windows. Holding the Opt key prevents it from automatically closing the parent folder. Alternatively, you can activate single windows navigation from the tracker preferences. Okay. Drill down navigation. A nice alternative to opening a deep hierarchy of folders is called drill down navigation. Right clicking a folder or anywhere in a tracker window or the desktop will open up a context menu. Besides various expected commands, there's a menu of the current folder at the top that contains all of its subfolders. Drill your way down until you find the folder or file to open. Okay. Interesting stuff. Mounting volumes. We're going to skip that because we're on a virtual machine. We haven't really got anything to mount at the moment. File system layout. While Haiku is not currently a multi-user, so it's a single user operating system at the moment, there are already 2 branches in the file system tree. Where is the files manager? So we have home here. So let's open up home. So this is kind of how you're going to look at your files, I'm going to imagine. So we have config, desktop and mail. Here's our desktop folder. Does that open up anything particular? No, but we can also right click on that as well, and then sort of, that's pretty cool as well. Right, so it's going to open things in a new window like so, but then of course you can always just stack it using that button there. Boom. I really like the window stacking so far. I think that's a pretty cool way of managing windows all in all. Okay, let's keep it moving. Finding files with queries. So files in Haiku formatted BFS volumes are quickly searched with find from the Deskbar. Instead of file and folder names, you can also look through file types, specific attributes, e.g. for an artist in your MP3 collection. Okay, shall we try and make a text file and then search for it? So what's the text editor? We have BP PDF, PE, that looks like a little text editor to me. There we go, so let's just say, okay, Control Alt is not doing anything. Control A doesn't work on this virtual machine for some reason. Testing. Right, so let's save this file somewhere. So let's go to Save As. Right, so we make a new folder. How do we do that? Can we make a new folder anywhere here? Let's just make that a bit larger. File, new folder. So we can go for new folder and just call this Docs. And then we're going to save it in Docs. And we're going to call it Testing. Like so. Right, let's close that now and then test out the search feature or find. Right, so we're going to type in testing. And you've got a few filters here. So you have recent queries, all files and folders, by name on all disks, and then query name. We're just going to try that for now. There we go. So it's found our testing document there, which is in boot/home/docs. And then we can just double click it there, and then that'll open that up there like that. Pretty cool. Right, let's keep going. Wireless connection, we're going to skip that because we are using a virtual network. Getting more and updating software. Okay, this could be quite interesting. So Haiku Depot from the Deskbar's application menu is where to search, install and uninstall software packages. I wonder how much software packages are included. So let's try and find that then. So what's it called again? Haiku Depot. Would it be in preferences possibly? Nope. Haiku Depot application menu. Okay. Right, we're going to look for Haiku Depot. There we go. Haiku Depot. Right, so we are in the package manager, if you like to call it that. And here's all of the packages that are currently available. I think I remember reading somewhere that OpenShot is available on Haiku, so we might try and install that. There you go, there's quite a few here. So we have Audacious, Avid Emux, Beezer, BMinds, BPDF, Clementine's even here. That's pretty cool to see. What else have we got? Kate there, the sort of KDE text editor. Critter, KTorrent, LibreOffice, Madness. Let's install LibreOffice then. So we're going to go for install. Okay, so this is what's going to install. So it's all of these packages here. So we're going to click apply changes, and then that's going to install LibreOffice. It's a very unique way of doing things, this operating system here. So this is the end of the tour. So now we're just going to have a little look around and see how things actually work. But so far, I'm quite impressed by the sort of different way of doing things here. I wonder if we can change the size and look of this sort of desk bar. Oh, we can. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Right, so let's get out of this web browser now. So Firefox, Haiku Depot is still downloading LibreOffice for us. I wonder what the actual internet browser is called. So we don't actually know, do we? We opened it up through here. Let's go back onto the quick tour. So what is this? This is a Web Positive. So Web Positive is the web browser. So if we go into applications and look for Web Positive, there we go. So here is our web browser, which is what we was using for the quick tour. And you have bookmarks, history, view, edit, window. I wonder if dragging it to the left of or the right of the screen does anything. No, it doesn't appear to. Okay, cool. Let's close that. So LibreOffice appears to have been installed. So now let's open up LibreOffice and see how that looks on here and what version we've actually got. So here is LibreOffice. There we go. So it's opened up. It looks fairly standard. Let's go on to write document or writer. Right, we don't need tips. Okay, so we're into LibreOffice. Let's go to help and about and see what version we have got. 6.4.3.1, so quite a nice and recent version. That's pretty cool. Did it have the dictionary installed by default? It doesn't appear to, does it? So we might want to install a dictionary to get spell checking to work if you was to use this. Nice. Right, let's get out of that. Let's see what else we can also install while we're in here. I'm just going to test if OpenShot is actually in here, because I do remember reading that it is. Mouse is frozen. It's not in featured. There we go. OpenShot. Madness. Let's install OpenShot as well. So we're going to apply those changes. I haven't given this the largest hard disk size, so we can't go too crazy because we might run out of space. So each time you click on a running window here, it will give you some options to reopen the window, hide all or close all. Nice. Right, OpenShot's been installed. Quite quick to install packages as well, to be fair. Okay, that didn't work. Of course, we're on a virtual machine. That's a shame. I do want to try this on native hardware. I might have to dig out some old machines, see if I've got anything that might actually be able to run with it. Right, so let's try OpenShot now. So we did just install it, and here it is. Let's see how well that opens up. Bang. There you go. So you've also got a little video editor built in. I don't know if Caden Live is also on there. We might check it out. Getting a little bit of lag here and there at the moment, but of course we are on a virtual machine, so it's to be expected not to run, you know, silky smooth or anything like that. Do we have a whole crash? I think we might be suffering a little crash. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds just to see if it's got its bearings, or we might have to restart the virtual machine. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and then I'm going to restart this virtual machine, and we're going to have a final look at a few other applications. But yeah, so far so good. Okay, we've just started the virtual machine back up. Also, the installation process was the most pain-free installation process I've ever used. Under a minute and we was ready to go. I'm not sure how much that might differ from doing it on native hardware, but on this virtual machine we really wasn't waiting around whatsoever. So what I want to do now is go into the preferences and see if we can change the look and feel a little bit. So we have an appearance package here. Let's open that up. So here you can change the fonts, the colours of the panel background. Let's have a look at what we can do with this panel then. Let's go to navigation base. Has that changed anything? Doesn't appear to have changed anything. There's no apply button I can't see. Okay, we won't worry about. Oh, okay. Panel text, panel background. So, okay, we've got a slider here, and then we change it like so. There we go. So that's changing the panel background there. Interesting. So you get a nice little slider there to sort of get the colours just how you might like. Nice, I like it. So what else can we do here? We've got control background, Do we have anything for the desk bar? I'd be interested in changing the colour of the desk bar. Not that I can see. So I thought panel might have been it, but panel refers to the Windows. Navigation base? No. Menu background. Perhaps this is it. There we go. So we can change the colour of the menu like so. Interesting. There we go. And get it a nice yellowish colour. So look and feel. Decorator. We have default or B. So what's B do? Okay, so that seems to just change the border effect to make it a bit slimmer. Let's leave it on that. We have nothing else for control. Scroll bar, we'll leave it like that. Anti-aliasing, so we have the glyph hinting and anti-aliasing. I'll be able to say the words in a minute. Anti-aliasing type, so we're on LCD subpixel. We also have grayscale there. Okay, quite cool that you can just use a colour slider there to change aspects of the colour scheme on your desktop. Now let's try and change the wallpaper. I don't know if there's any wallpapers built in. I don't know if I've selected quite a good colour for this menu, to be fair. Right, let's go back onto preferences. So we have backgrounds here. So we're currently on Haiku. We have image, and also we can change it for current workspaces or all workspaces. Let's do it for all. Does it have any others? No. Shall we download a very quick wallpaper and see what it looks like with a custom wallpaper? Let's go on to applications, and it's a web positive. And let's just grab any old image from minimal Reddit. Okay, I can't get a select all working on a keyboard, but I don't know what the actual shortcut for that might be. Let's just jump onto Google. I don't know what the default search engine is. Shall we test it out? Let's go for minimal wallpaper Reddit. Okay, so the default search engine is Google. Let's just grab a very quick wallpaper and see how switching wallpapers works. Let's go for something that's made for the desktop. I really want to see what this is like on hardware, because obviously I am feeling the limitations of running it in a virtual machine at the moment. Okay, I think the web browser has crashed. There we go, we're back in business. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, the web browser's struggling a little bit at the moment. I think I've only... Let's grab this Iron Man one. I think I've only given it 2 gig RAM and possibly just a 1 core CPU. I think it does quite well with multiple cores though, from what I've read, but I could be wrong there. Right, let's save this image. So we have download image, and then it will open the little dialog here. Download as done. So I'm not quite sure where that has downloaded it to. So, alright, it's right there on the desktop. Right, so let's try and go to that wallpaper now. So if we go on to desktop, which is right there, and if we click on that, alright, so we have to manually move it. Oh, okay, so we have scale to fit. Let's try that. And let's click apply. Bang, there you go. It's quite menacing though, that. Let's go back onto the Haiku. Okay, so that scale to fit's gone a bit crazy. What about center? Let's try that. There we go. So changing the wallpaper is fairly straightforward. I like the fact that you can just drag in and drop it in that little window preview to get a sort of size you might like. Deskbar preferences. So what can we do in here? We can change the icon size. Let's go for large. Whoa, look at that. We can show application expander, hide application names. Let's see how that looks. Okay. And then sort application by names, Windows, always on top. Right, I'll tell you what, let's try and sort of move this desk bar around a bit. Do we have a position in here at all? Not that I can see. Right, let's get out of this. So we can drag it like that, but that appears to be the most that we can do. I'm sure there are ways to make it larger or move its placement. I might spend a bit more time with this off screen and just see exactly what else we can do. We also have little links here for the volume rocker, network, and sort of a system monitor from what I can tell. Okay, let's look at a couple more things before we wrap up, but this has been a very interesting little look around Haiku, to be fair with you. Right, so what's the email client? Okay, I'm not going to test it out with any emails, but it has its own little email client here where we can add an email, and then obviously you'll get a little inbox and stuff like that. Demos. Let's try one of these demos then. So we have Playground. What's this? So is this like something you do with images or something? Red. Okay. I'm sure people know what this is, but I have no idea. Interesting. Let's get out of that. Right, so we have a trash can here. Let's test out deleting an item now. So we've got this here. Let's just delete that. And if we right click on this trash can, we have empty trash, open, and get info. So get info will tell you how much is in there, when it was created and last modified, kind and folders. That's just info of the actual folder it appears. And then there's the permissions there. So that's empty trash. Bang, done. Nice. So what other applications do we have before we wrap up? So we have a media player here. Okay, so by default it's a nice small sort of media player. So you can even have network streams on there. That's pretty cool. I wonder if we can install VLC on here. Let's go back into the Haiku depot and have a little look at that. VLC. Do we have VLC? I don't think we do have VLC. So you might hope that built-in media player works to a reasonable standard. We have Magnify, Media Converter, that's pretty cool to have it there. We have a MIDI player. TV, what's TV? So I guess if we had a TV turner in here, or we could watch some TV. Huh. Right, I did see a little terminal there. Let's have a look at the terminal. Here we go. So welcome to the Haiku shell. Do things like ls work? Is it bash and stuff? Yep. Can we just use cd? Yep. Where's that folder we just made? There we go. There it is. Cool. And can we just do a straightforward remove directory? Bang. Nice. I like it. Okay, so that's been a fun little run through of Haiku. I'm going to try and get this running on actual hardware at some point, and then we can do a proper follow-up video and put it through its paces a bit more. But I will leave a link in the description for anyone who wants to try it out. Bear in mind, we've had to use VirtualBox, and to get the full screen resolution of HD, we had to use the VBox manage command and then manually input the 19x20 resolution. But other than that, it's worked okay. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and also join the Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Bye bye.